Welcome back from the break. You're still live on Metro Sports with me, Michael Kofiodo, show running between now and midday, where we bring you the midday edition of News Beat. And this morning, we're glad to be joined by the Director of Communications for Accra Hatsufu, Kwame Opai Ado. Good morning, sir, and thanks for the time on Metro Sports. It's been a while. I know that the season has kept you busy. Please put on your microphone for me. Yeah.
This is football, so once you have the competition still ongoing, you have to as well.
I see. How has the season been so far for you? There was an attempt at Africa. It was unsuccessful. The local league, I checked the table and Hearts is not within the top four the last time I checked. How would you describe the sort of season you've had?
Well, we prepared very well for the season. And our preseason campaign. Excellent start to the competition. Our first match didn't go well for us when we played against it. Second match, we played against Great Olympics. On one game. Then the third match against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Had 1-1. Eventually, leaders of the team had to take a decision, make some changes in the team. That's how come Wedu, Hamza, the assistant coach, and Coach Eric, the goalkeeper trainer, all midway for the new technical team led by Matic and the assistant Okulu. The new welfare manager, Bamutu, also joined from Wafa. And we had Jordan also joining the team as the physical trainer and all of that. Since then, yes, it changed for us. The fortunes were all good. We started getting some 3 points game after game. But then in the last few games that I think we lost twice in the last few games that we played. The first one was a home defeat to Brekum Chelsea, which we played at Cape Coast. It was a game that we feel that we should have done better, looking at the chances that the team created. Then the last defeat was to RTU. We played excellent football. We created good chances. Once again, we should have won on the day, but then one single effort from Manaf Uma got them all the 3 points. But let me say that even though we lost that match, and we have also lost another match previously, we still believe so much that there's one game to end the first round, and then right after you have 17 more games to go in the second round. So nothing is lost yet. We are out of the FA Cup. We are the defending champions. We are out of it. That's also very unfortunate. But then we still have a competition to fight for, and that is the Premier League. So we are taking it game after game, game after game, and hope that at the end of the season, what we did 2 seasons ago, what we did last season, we'll be able to once again put the smiles on our faces.
Okay. Now, how usually I would have loved to ask this question at the tail end, but let me ask now. How, would you describe the season as one that is on course, or even before it ends, is a failed season for Accra Hatsufu? The attempt at Africa didn't go well. You are holders of the FA Cup. Unfortunately, you have lost it in advance because you are out of the competition at a very early stage. The only thing to fight for now is the league, where Hatsufu lie 6th after 16 game weeks.
Yes. Let me address a question from where you ended. We find ourselves in the 6th position. That's rather unfortunate. That is not a kind of position that befits us. Okay. So definitely we have to work towards it, and the players understand, everybody involved understand that we have to put in more effort and ensure that at the end of the season, it is not something that we've not done before. You remember the previous year, two seasons ago, when we won the league, we came from, I think, 9th position to the league. Last season, when we defended the FA Cup title, it was a very difficult and marathon journey that we found ourselves. But at the end of it all, we're not given a chance. Getting to the final 4 games of last season, I think we lost all of the 4 games. So not many gave us the opportunity that we'll be able to defend that title against Bichem in Kumasi. But yet again, we showed our never say die spirit, and we're able to do it excellently. This year, unfortunately, This is not something that has gone well for us. We attempted the competition in Africa. We didn't get the kind of results that we needed. It was so unfortunate. The FA Cup as defending champions, we had the opportunity to play and progress once again. But then, yet again, we're not able to win. Let me put it that way. We're not able to win, or we're not able to take our chances, and then dreams eventually had to qualify over us. But then what it tells us is that, yes, the season will always be difficult, but it is only when you are extra tough that you'll be able to go through perfectly well. So for us, yes, we are out of these competitions, but then the one competition that we are still competing in there, we have to make sure that we put in everything that we have to put in as a club and ensure that at the end of the season, we make ourselves proud.
Okay. So you still don't think it's a failed season for her?
No. It's not a failed season. But we admit that we've not had it that smoothly because we ventured into the African competition. It didn't go well. The FA Cup, we have lost the FA Cup. We still have another competition in there that we are fighting for. So until that competition ends and you are not able to win anything, then you can say that you were not successful at all. But once we are still in a competition, that we believe that at the end of it,
the league is all you are playing for. And are you saying that it would have been a failed season if you are unable to win the league title?
Yeah. If you are unable to win anything at all, and you don't see any kind of progression in your team build-up towards next season, then you'll be able to say that.
But Hearts of Oak is not a club where supporters will be excited or will celebrate progression.
Yeah.
To see that, there's a lot more quality. The team is playing better. It's a team where the followers, season in, season out,
must win.
Look forward to titles. Yeah. So if it happens that you don't win anything, you don't think supporters will be right, or you would not consider it a failed season for the club?
No, that is why I'm saying that if you don't win anything at all, but you have prepared the grounds very well to ensure that the coming season you'll be able to win not one, not two, not three, but to be able to win a lot. Then
we'll take a look at the continuous field attempt at Africa. But let me take you back to one point you hinted that last season you lost all 4 matches, and we heard a lot. So I'll take you back and find out from you now that you are here that some of the games were believed to have been compromised. They said you had to play to build stronger ties with clubs. I don't know what that will do for you, but especially the final game against ITU, a lot of people think that Hearts of Oak did not play competitively.
Okay, if we did not play competitively, and like it has been speculated that we gave.
So it means that you have also heard those speculations.
Oh yes, we've heard it, right? But then if you invite somebody that gets themselves involved in that speculation, that look, give us one sort of evidence, they will not be able to do that. And I am saying this because if, as has been speculated, if you tell me that, look, we gave the game to RTU so that the following season RTU will be able to give that game to us. Did they give that game to us?
Not necessarily.
RTU didn't give that game to us. We did everything possible that we wanted to win, but eventually we're not able to.
I like the term you used, give. Are games given in our league?
We don't do that. If some other clubs do that,
are there reasons to believe that
we don't
there are
do
clubs that engage in that?
Once again, I will say that these are things that have been speculated. Once we don't get ourselves involved in it, I wouldn't know how, even if it is done, how it is done, because we don't do that. We don't believe in that. We believe in making sure that we are competitive enough. If you go out there, you are able to pick 3 points, you are able to pick 1 point, or you lose. That is the game for you. You have to continue to progress and make sure that every day, every match, you become better than your previous game. That is our focus.
So since you joined Hearts of Oak in an official capacity, there's never been a game of compromise?
Well, if any other person has any evidence, either against me or either against any club member, that we have ever done that before.
Is it that it has never happened, or the case is that we cannot find evidence to back those claims?
Okay, the thing is that if it has happened, how did it happen? And where did it happen? You understand? Because if it has happened, then there will certainly have been a plan for it to happen. And it would not take me alone or you alone to get it done. It had to take 2 people to get it done. So how was it able to be done? Is it that when the two teams go onto the pitch, they get the referee involved? You understand? How would you be able to say that, okay, let's beat the opponent 4-0, and then you have to get the referee involved, because if you score a goal and it's an offside goal, what do you expect the referee to do? They have to apply the interpretation of the offside rule. So unless you let me understand that it is everybody that is involved in the game that says that, look, match officials, team officials, players, the footballers, everybody says that, okay, let's agree to do this. And I'm not sure any of these institutions will sit somewhere and agree that, knowing very well that there are huge consequences when these things come out.
I see. Do you agree that?
Yes, it's good. Gattuso said, I can also ask you a question.
Oh no!
Or I can ask a question.
Where you sit, you are only allowed to be answering the questions. but you can if you have any reaction, you can.
No. I was only going to ask that. Have you witnessed it before?
Witness?
Yes. Have you witnessed it before? It is not about head of it, but have you witnessed it before?
Well, how are we going to be able to? You said that it takes a lot, the negotiations or the conversations and all of that. So I have not been at the center of any such conversation before.
It's always been speculations.
Okay, so we should keep it as such.
Yes, once nobody comes forward.
But do they exist? I mean, does that exist in our game? Match of convenience, games that are compromised.
Once there's been evidence all across, not in Ghana, all across the world, that we've seen evidence that is being used against teams, then it means that certainly it happens.
It happens. Yes. Okay, I see. Now, Sam Obodu, at what point was that decision taken to let Sam Obodu go?
Well, getting to the final point of our league, he himself realized that the team wasn't playing that well, not getting the points that
okay.
When the following season started. He had full support of the management, the board, and everybody. But when the new season started and it wasn't getting well, he himself was a very worried man. So the decision was that, look, it is not getting well. How do we make it well? How do we get back and bring the phobia spirit back? Because this is not Hasselhoff. This is not the direction that we want to go. So there was an agreement that, okay, for us to be able to progress, let's have this consensus, mutual termination. Then it was agreed.
Okay. So he wasn't sacked.
No, it was mutual termination.
It was mutual termination.
Yes.
I see. They say it has become the latest cliche. So no coach now is sacked.
No, what we do at our club is that we don't just say it because others say it. That's why we also want to say it. There's evidence to it. When I get to the office, or even on my phone, I can provide you a letter of that says that this is a mutual termination between you and the club that he has duly signed and acknowledged that we have also signed. So it is not something that was forced on him.
Okay. Is the club worried about the continuous failed attempts in Africa?
Yes, if you're a football club and you pump so much money to go through the season, and the following year you qualify to play in the African competition, you make an attempt, you are not able to get to the money zone, or you are not able to get to the final of the order, because you are not in there just to be part of it. You are in there to fight for the ultimate. All of this takes huge sums of money for you to be able to continue. If you are not able to do it, certainly it's a border, but what you must channel that border to is that how are we going to be able to make it better when we venture into it?
Okay. Have you taken the pain to find out what explains the consistent poor performance in Africa?
A lot of factors. You understand? A lot of factors. But then you only have to make sure that you are able to build a solid team, quality players that will be able to stand fair. Because when you go out there, the kind of players, the kind of material, all of that they have, you should be able to match up to them and be able to. I was just telling Gattuso this morning, how many teams here in our Premier League will be able to lose 6 first-team players and still continue to play in the competition, either in the FA Cup or in the Premier League? No team, which means that the quality that we have, even though most of them are young players, the quality that we have, we must give credit to the coaches and credit to these players. That is the kind of foundation that I was talking about initially, that if you are able to build a standing team, build a quality backup, eventually what you'll be able to do is when you hit the path and then you are running, you're going to continue to win.
But are you doing that? Are you building that sort of a team? Are
the-
you in the process?
That is the kind of team that we are building. That's how come, even in the absence of these 6 first team players that played in the Chan team, we still continue to play in the league. How many of these young players will go to other teams and they will have the opportunity to play and play that well? It is because we've given them that amount of confidence, and it is because the coach has worked on them very well. That in the event that we don't have these players representing us anymore, that is a generation that should be able to do it. So build a generation that we believe that in the future we'll be able to win and win.
Okay, and are you happy? You keep referencing the coach. Are you happy with his performance so far?
Well, this is
Is he on
somebody that,
course?
this is somebody that loves his work. This is somebody that understands the work. And this is somebody that everybody respects, because we believe that with the support that we are giving him, he'll be able to get it done.
What's the target for him?
We are in a competition not just to participate. You understand? This is a Premier League competition. We have to fight for it. But
Yeah, but I'm sure that he has a contract, and
has a
that contract will come with a remuneration package. That contract will come with performance targets.
Yes.
So, what are the targets for the Hearts of Oak coach?
yes, that's why I'm saying that he's not in this competition just to participate. And just to say,
I'm not just looking at the Premier League. I'm
Okay.
looking generally, because the
Oh,
Premier League is not
okay,
the only
okay,
target for.
Okay. So then it means that within the 2 years, 3 years, 4 years that his contract says that he's going to stay with the club.
He's staying with you for 4 years.
No.
How many years? 2
Within
years. He
the
has a
pe-
2-year
Yeah,
contract.
within the period that he's going to stay with the club, right? We have to make sure, or he and his team will have to make sure that he builds a team that will be able to be strong enough to fight for every other competition that we venture.
Oh, okay. So that will be measured after 2 years.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. In the first year, you don't win anything. In the
Oh, because
second year,
you're saying that within the 2 years that
Yes.
he will stay.
So
he
within
needs
the 2 years, you
he
have to
needs
be able to
build
achieve
a
this.
team.
Yes.
So he's not building the team. So if he
Yes, he's
doesn't win
building the
anything this season,
Yes.
I do not think he will be queried.
Well, it doesn't mean also that you just don't have to win anything. You understand? That in the first year, you don't have to win anything. What guarantee do you also have that in the second year, you have to win? That is why.
Because you said you have charged him to build a team.
Yes.
And the building will not come in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
We understand that,
Yeah.
that you cannot build a team within a short period. But we have a long season. That's why he's built the team to this stage. And we believe that with this team, we should be able to give a good representation ourselves and win something.
I see. Is the club's performance recently, maybe the last 6 matches, have you been affected by the players that left for the African Nations Championship?
Well,
Could it be one of the reasons you find yourself in safe position?
well, let me say that I want us to give credit to the young players that stepped in when this, let me use, their senior guys were out of the team. They did so well. They've been able to stand firm, and then just only 1 match, which is good enough for us. But in the absence of these senior guys, seniority and experience will have done so much to the team. Once you have lost them, it means that you have to do extra for these younger guys to be able to work. But if we had had them, I know definitely that the story would have been different.
The story would have been
Yeah, the
different.
story would have been
You would have been in a better position.
different. It is possible. Because these are first team players that any team that they walk to, they walk into the first team as well.
At the time they were leaving Hearts of Oak, you were within the top 3.
Yes.
It means their departure affected you.
There's no team. That's why I repeated, there's no team in Ghana here that will lose these 6 players.
You're still live on Metro Sports with me, Michael Kofi Oduro. Keep your thoughts coming in. We're having a conversation with the Director of Communications for Accra Hearts of Oak, Kwame Opare Ado. You can share your thoughts and your questions with us. 0548 009 000 0548 009 000. Now, Kwame, where is Junior Kaba?
Well, Junior Kaba, I know he's gone back to Cameroon. But
He's gone back to
As to where he is now, I don't know. But I know he's gone back to Cameroon. Mutual termination between him.
Oh, okay. So you terminated his contract.
Also,
Did he
mutual
fail to
termination.
meet the club's expectations?
Whatever standard that the coach is building, it was becoming difficult for him to match up. Best thing to have done is only discuss it and then.
Is that why Mohamed Al Hassan left?
Mohamed Al Hassan also left on mutual termination, same as Fatah Mohamed, the captain as well.
Okay. And what explains their departure?
Well, these are players that called for it. Mutual termination, they just didn't force it on us. Both of us all discussed it, and eventually we agreed on it. You know, in every team, you need to meet up to the standard that the team requires. So at the end of it all, if the standard is not to that level, and you call for mutual termination, I think it is right so that you can bring new
So
players in
who
there.
initiated the mutual termination conversation?
In some of the situations, when the club finds it that you are not living up to our expectation or you are not matching up to the standard that we want, and then the coaches have done their best to make sure that your performance comes up and you are still not pulling your weight, the club has the right to call for mutual termination because it is part of the agreement or the contract that the club has with the players as well.
Oh, okay. So it means that these players did not meet the expectation of the coach and the club.
Yes. I don't want us to say it is the coach as in the coach, but it's a technical decision.
Okay. Led by
I-
the coach.
I-
The coach is the head of the technical
Yes,
team.
yes. I'm saying a technical decision because I don't want somebody out there to say it is the coach that said that he doesn't like this person or that person or that person. It's a technical decision that
Is
taken
it
by
possible
the
that
whole
it came from management?
management. I am not a coach. No management member is a coach.
So
Right. It is a technical decision that you
so
have to
I'm finding
defend.
it difficult to understand how you don't want the coach to be blame may not be the right word, but you don't want
I
their
understand
departure
that-
to be attributed
I
to the
understand
coach.
the angle you want to come from, but let me also ask this: when a team comes up with a selection, right? It's a technical decision,
Yes.
but it is just the coach leading the head of the technical
Yes.
team. But it's a technical decision because you consult the other backroom staff
Yes.
or other technical guys.
Certainly.
Yes.
But when there's credit, it
Yes.
goes to the coach. And
Yes.
when there is blame,
Yes.
it goes to the coach. So the coach must be, if it's a technical decision, whether collective or sole decision of the coach,
Yes.
the coach is the one still to take
Yes,
responsibility
because you are the head.
for
Because
that
you are the head.
decision. Certainly.
Yes.
So I don't know how that is different from what you are saying, Opare.
No, you see, if you don't put these clarifications out there, I have a problem when bloggers sit out there and just decide to come up with anything at all just to suit whatever they want to serve. You see, it irritates me when people pick one sentence from somebody and then come up with all manner of headlines for it. It is not well, and I don't think that it
Are
is
there
the
people
best form
who
of.
do that?
Oh, a lot of people do that.
Are there instances you can cite?
A lot of people do that. Look, there's a young man he has a YouTube TV page that he operates. He was all over the place, I think 2 days ago, saying that when the Hasselhoff team went to training on Tuesday, and then the players had problems, they had problems with the technical, the team manager, and all of that. But meanwhile, on that Tuesday, we did not even appear at training because the team arrived from Tamale on Monday and it was rest day for them on Tuesday. So how can you say this and you still think that you are serving a good purpose? If it is not only for you and to serve your readers or your other people that listen to you?
Do you think there are people behind who fuel some of these things?
Yes. Yes.
What makes you think this way?
It is because they don't have credible information, the scanty information that they get, they think that they have to fuel it to force you to come out with whatever information that they
But why
want.
are you not giving them the credible information?
What information do you want?
No, because you say they don't have the information.
Yes.
So it means that there is information.
Yes.
But it is not available. And that must come from the
Wait,
Communication Bureau.
Wait. Information is given out to you as and when it has to come to you. You understand? Let's say that we are having a discussion with a player that we want to sign a player. The first day, you start on the round table, you discuss it, but it is not done yet. When you go out there, what information are you going to give to the person? You can only tell the individual that you are still negotiating. But the individual wants you to tell him that we have negotiated to this level, that the player says he wants 1 CD, we say we want to give him 2 CDs. That information is not for you. You can only get that information when we have finished discussing everything, and then we'll come out officially to tell you that, look, we have had discussions with player Odru, and then he's agreed to sign a 2-year contract. And under the 2-year contract, this are part of what he's supposed to do. That means that you've had credible information. But you just don't pick information that is not right, but you want to force it onto people to make it right. Then the vulnerable supporters out there sometimes also picks it. Then it becomes an issue. It becomes a topic that you find it very strange that something that shouldn't be discussed at all becomes a topic. Then, which we could rather have used our energy, our effort to have supported the team in channeling all of that into something purposeful. So for me, when people do that, it doesn't help.
Okay. Let's do some messages that have come through our social media platforms and WhatsApp line. This one says, good morning, Mr. Odro. It says, please kindly give us update on Christian Achu's fate. I am Atta Jakwe from Medina, Redco. This one says, good morning to you, Michael. I like how Kwame Opare is addressing the issues. You want to put him in a tight corner, but you lie. It says, but he should be doing this often so that we, the supporters, can be abreast with the ongoings in the club. Okay. This one says, good morning, sir, Michael and your panelists. Guys, please, I think George Efie is totally right. 100% agree with him. I don't think this is the right time to change the term of office of the GFA president from 2 to 3 terms. Mother Ghana is not yet there. We are not going to sit down for the football people to throw dust into our eyes. All says, who is the next Black Stars coach? Glorious Hearts of Oak winning the GPL title. Okanse and a stake that watching you live inside Dodowa. Hello, Michael. Good morning. I'm watching you in the studio. The discussion is right on point. Our beautiful Ghanaian football league. It says from Great Jabba T, not K. Good morning. Fred from Kumasi says, please ask our PRO why the coach is not using goalkeeper Richard Atta. This one says, please ask him about Richard Atta's absence. Okay. This one says, team, we can't hear what is. Please, you would have to restructure again because the message is not clear. Bonjour, Michael. Tu vas bien? In fact, whether you agree or not, Opare is one of the decent football administrators in Africa. He's very objective and straightforward. Keep it up. It says, Comrade Jose, General Secretary, Ghana Amputee Football Association. Okay, there's a question I would want us to. Where is Richard Atta?
Yeah, he's still with the team.
He's still with the team.
He's still with the team.
I see. But we don't see him.
But Michael, you see, one thing I sometimes find it difficult, or let me say, I want everybody to understand is that we have 4 goalkeepers. There's only one that can be used at a time. And so whoever the coaches decide to use based on their game plan, we only have to support that individual or support the team so that we'll go through. You remember when Atta first came? When he came, Ayi was the number 1. Atta took over, became the number 1 until he went to the national team. Then Ayi got his position back again. Before then, even it was Ben Mensah who was getting the job done. So If another person is given the opportunity, we only have to support that individual. They are all in the team. They all go to training every morning. As I speak to you now, they've started training already. The team is training. Everybody is doing fine.
But do you hear comments that there is some form of victimization when it comes to the case of Atta? I don't know whether you've heard some of these or read on social media.
Yes, but those are unfortunate comments. Those are some of the comments that I would describe as unfortunate, because if you want to do a story on why Atta is not playing, where do you get the information from? It has to come from the technical people, why the guy is not playing. Understand? But before you even get to the technical person to ask, why is Atta not playing? Ask yourself, when Atta was playing, did you ask anybody, or did you ask yourself those questions that, why was Ayi not playing? Is it because he was victimized? Or why is Benjamin Nanayao not playing? Is it because he's victimized? You understand? We brought a goalkeeper recently, Ofurenchi. Ask yourself that, why is he also not playing? Is it because of victimization? When the on-field players get onto the pitch, they are only 11. You have 30-man squad. Why don't we consistently also ask ourselves that, why is this player missing, or why is that player missing? If we want to narrow it on one individual, that is where the issue of this victimization comes in, and it doesn't help the psyche of the player, and it doesn't help us, the supporters, as well, because somebody will sit somewhere and easily believe that story, and once he easily believes that story, it doesn't sync well with him, so they think that possibly something is going wrong. But if you are able to sit back and ask yourself all of these questions, I'm sure you get over it, and then you throw your support behind the team. For me, that is the best way to go.
Okay, but I'm sure people may be tempted to think along these lines, because we know that when clubs have players that are in the national team, they help them,
Yes.
they protect them by giving them game time so that they keep their places in the national team. Is this something you admit?
Yes.
That these things happen?
Yes,
Did
it
you help
happens.
Atta enough? Because Atta was a national team goalkeeper.
Yes.
He went for the Africa Cup of Nations. That was not very far from the FIFA World Cup.
Yes.
He came, and all of a sudden, he lost the top spot. At some point, he struggles to even make the match day squad.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people who feel that he has personal issues with some management members. The reason the club did not help him.
Well, in the first place, he doesn't have issue with any management member.
Okay.
Right? And I'm not saying this because I am defending the club or I'm speaking for the image of the club. He knows it, I know it, we speak. Right?
Okay.
Let us ask ourselves that, in the absence of Atta, right, do we all know that Ayi is also a national team goalkeeper? He was also the national under-23 goalkeeper. So if you have a national under-23 goalkeeper and you have the senior national team goalkeeper, and the other guy is not in, and this guy is performing, what is wrong with it?
Okay.
You understand? You are given the platform, you sit on the platform, it pushes you to the level that you go. When somebody also got to the platform, it also pushed him to the level that we go. Don't forget that last season, Atta was used for the Premier League matches, and then Ayi was used for the FA Cup matches. Didn't they both perform well? When he was doing that, did he get a chance to be called to the national team? Before then, he was getting in there. But when they didn't invite him, why didn't anybody question them? I mean, those that invited the players, that the guy is still in the post, but why didn't you invite him? And why has anybody not questioned that, even though Ayi is doing well and he has also not been invited? You have to make sure that you support all of your players. You support the players, they help themselves, they are able to rise and get to the level that we all expect them to go.
But were you surprised that Richard Atta, at the point you say, was doing well and lost his place in the national team? Same with Ayi.
Well, you see, as much as I would say I was surprised, I'm sure when you speak to the national team coaches, they will give you the reasons that didn't allow them or that didn't make them choose all of these players. But for us, we still had confidence in them because we know when they are given the opportunity, they will be able to do it. So what it represents is that you only have to continue to work and work very well so that even though you are not invited, everybody that sits back will get to know that his performance should have taken him there. If you haven't taken him there, then it means that there's something wrong somewhere.
Okay. Let's do some more messages that have come through our social media platforms and WhatsApp line. This one says, good morning. Please ask Opare for me. Is phobia for life on course? I can't get through. From Collins, a.k.a. Last Hour. Kumasi High School. This one says, hello, Mike. Ghana is waiting for the update on Christian Atsu. I'm Ata Jakwe. Okay, Ata Jakwe. You've asked this. We're still making efforts because now we must be, because of the conflicting report, we must be very careful what we put out. And I've also said that Christian Atsu has got family, he's got relations, he's got people who are very close to him. This is a very sensitive issue, and it's an issue of very high emotion. So you don't just put anything out when you don't have something concrete. We all know how we've been left disappointed by the multiple reports on the international portals and even here on the local front. The news of he being found and all of that, and later turning out to be false. So we want to be sure what we put out. We cannot put out anything when we don't have any concrete information from the source. So you would have to bear with us. If we have anything to share, we will not hesitate to do so. Let's do more of your thoughts. This one says that, good morning to you, Michael. I think that the points difference between Hartlepool and Aduana Stars is just 5 points. The Phobians must have the psychological edge. I want to know if Hartlepool have a psychologist as part of the technical team. Do you?
If we have a psychologist
as a member of the technical team, you don't have. Is it that the club does not believe in psychology, or you don't think it's a functional technical role that should be occupied?
Well, we used to have one.
When was the last time you had one? Okay, so he left with Boadu.
No, he didn't leave. He didn't leave with.
He left earlier than Boadu.
No. When Boadu left, I think he's gone back to school.
He'll be back. Until then, the role will be vacant.
The coaches do well in that area as well. It's not just because you are a coach that it means that you cannot also play that role as well. You know, coaches are also trained in that aspect.
Okay. This one says, good morning, bro. Good work done, Michael. This discussion must continue across other clubs so we can have the insights in the Premier League teams. Buju Madina, Libya, Cortes. This one says, good morning, Metro Sports. Thank you for the space to hear from our team's mouthpiece. Please tell our dear communication director that no reason can justify why Atta has consistently been kept out from the team. Anyways, the league is still within our reach. We never say that. Robert Asare Ablekuma. I love the way Opare keeps answering the questions. He's just a genius. I enjoyed also the interview of outgoing acting managing director of the club on a sister radio station. Wow, I call this phobia school cum academics. As per the interview, I can confidently say the managing director will be offered a substantive position. Nota Kumas says, good morning. Saturday's game will be difficult for Opare and his phobia boys. Abner Speed. Hello, Michael. I like the way you ask strategic questions, and big ups to the PRO. Wisdom from Banana Inn. This one says, please show us Manaf's goal against Hartlepool. But how did you feel when Manaf scored that goal? Were you at the stadium or you watched on TV? You were at the stadium. Yes. 87th minute. Did Manaf play well on the day?
Yes, he played well.
He played very well.
Yes, he played well.
This is a player who was surplus to requirement at Accra Hartlepool.
Once again, let me say that some players can survive elsewhere. Some players find yourself somewhere. If you don't play to the very top level, it doesn't mean that you are not a good player. Okay. When you get to another team, the performance comes this way. So I think that Manaf is a good player. We are proud that we nurtured him. He should keep it up.
Okay. You're still live on Metro Sports. Keep your thoughts coming through 0548 009 000, 0548 009 000. The phone lines may be opened earlier than usual so that those of you that would want to interact live with the Heart to Folk Communications Director, Kwame Opare-Addo, can do so. You can write down the number 055 300 0035, 055 300 0035, but do not call now. When the time is due, I'll let you so that you can call and interact with Kwame Opare-Addo. But what's the situation with Efriye Barnier? Is he eligible to play in the league for Heart to Folk? I've seen him around. Not too sure when we read on media portals that you have transferred him to FC Zurich. Sometimes players are transferred and given back on loan because people have seen him and some have sent us messages whether he will play for Heart to Folk before he leaves for Zurich and all of that. What's the situation with Efriye Barnier?
Well, he's gone back. He started training with his team on Tuesday.
Okay.
It's in Switzerland now.
So he's in Switzerland. I see. Before the end of the year, to renew or not to renew, his contract ends 31st of December. The release of Efriye Barnier signing for FC Zurich came after 31st. Yes. So what happened? Did he go as a free player or Heart to Folk transferred him?
No, we transferred him.
You transferred him?
The contract was renewed.
The contract was renewed?
Yes. And
for how long?
For half season.
So it was renewed for 6 months?
Yes, and we transferred him.
Did you do that at the time you knew he was going to join Zurich?
Well, we started having that discussion with the free 1.5 years. When it got to a period that we realized that he was bent on leaving, the only thing that you needed to do is that. But then he also felt that, look, even though he wanted to leave, at least the Heart to Folk platform that he used to get to that level of his career.
So the contract was renewed at the benevolence of Efriye Barnier?
I wouldn't say at the benevolence of Efriye Barnier.
Yeah, because from what you are saying,
it came out of the discussions that we started for him to have extended for a longer period. But then he chose, the discussion ended that, okay, we can do this number of months. So both of us agreed that we can do this number of months. Then within that period, we transfer him.
Okay. Did the agreement with Efriye Barnier to renew for 6 months come before the offer? Did it come before the offer from Zurich, or the Zurich offer came before?
Well, there were offers, right? There were offers waiting for him. Whilst we were negotiating, some of the offers were getting in. And in all of that, we were not keeping it away from him.
Okay.
We made it very clear to him that these are offers that are coming in. But then we think that it is only appropriate for you to renew.
What was the transfer fee?
Well, these are issues that I have to get and get back to you on that.
You have to?
Yes.
You have to?
I have to get and get back to you on that.
You have to get the transfer fee?
Yes.
So are you saying that your top marksman, your best player, has been transferred?
Yes.
Today is on the 9th of February, if I'm right. It's past the month.
Yes, today is 9th.
After the transfer.
Yes.
And you still don't know the figure involved. Is that what you are saying?
No, I haven't said that.
No, you say you have to get the figure and get back to us. That's why I asked. I put a question this way.
If a player is transferred for, say, 10 cities, right?
Yeah.
What goes to left, what goes to right, what goes
to
and what
that's what I did not ask.
Understand.
I did not ask how much Heart to Folk is making.
Yes.
If I ask how much Heart to Folk is making, then considerations will be made to the GARCA percentage, the GFA percentage. Maybe a club may have transferred him and still have got some stake in it. But I'm asking, how much was the transfer fee? How much was the Efriye Barnier sold for?
Okay, I'll let you know about it. Before we finish the program, I'll let you know about it.
Before we finish the program, that's a promise.
Hey, that's a promise.
That you let us know the transfer fee. Not just me, but you let us know the transfer fee.
Yes, I'll let you know about it.
Okay. I see. But did it feel good raking in some revenue from Efriye Barnier's transfer?
Well, it is always good that you are able to nurture players and you sell them to make some revenue. And also to make sure that out of this revenue, you're going to pump them back into it. You see, the issue is that no matter how huge or frequent this transfer fees come in, the expenditure at the club
does not meet.
You understand?
No, I asked this because earlier, a number of good players from your clubs have gone for free, and that has been a major concern to the supporters. That is why I asked whether it felt good that for the case of Efriye Barnier, you rigged in something good, and whether it's going to be a guide for the future.
Yes, you see, I don't want to say a guide for the future because at all times, there's no single player that we have sat back for sometimes it's speculated that the management sits back, they don't do anything, they sit there and wait for 2 months or 1 month before the contract expires, before they call the player to. If you don't know it, you don't get yourself involved in such topics. You understand? Which proper football administrator will say that I have a quality player, the player is playing so well, and you look on, wait until 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the contract expires that you invite that individual to do football. Even if you don't do football, you presume that this is the way it should be done.
Okay.
You understand? So how much more about the people that invest their money in the game? You think that they are not wise enough? They want to sit back and invest and allow the players just to go for free?
So is it the players that are
The
selfish?
issue is that you invest in players, you negotiate with players. There's a player that I was directly involved in the negotiation for over 2 years. For over 2 years. The player comes to you today, I need A, B, C, D. Okay, I'll provide A, B, C. Okay, the player says, okay. Then I have to discuss with my agency or my manager. They go back and say, even the A, B, C you are providing, the A, I want A subsection B, the B, I want this and this and this. You provide that, they go and come. They kept doing that for all of the 2 years. Eventually, the player says that, I don't want it again. What would you do as a club?
Which player are we talking about?
No, I don't want to mention anybody's name. It's gone past. What would you want to do about that? What, as a manager, as a club, what would you do about that? Well, this is a contract.
Are some of these players selfish?
I wouldn't want to say selfish, but they must show gratitude. You understand? Because it is not easy.
Are they ungrateful?
They must show gratitude. Because if somebody invests in you for all of the 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you think that, look, because some agent has come to your has come in your path, that I'm going to be able to pay you, say,
But
20,000,
sometimes some of these players
25,000.
have also said that you do not appreciate their level of growth and their contribution.
Why?
I remember, okay, and I remember there was a player at Hartlepool. I'm trying to recollect the name.
No, you don't. You
Yes,
yeah,
and
let's-
he said at the time his contract, when he joined,
Yes.
he was paid 450 cedis
Okay.
a month.
Okay.
He joined as a young boy, as an amateur. He was not even 18 at the
Yes.
time. Or let's say he was not, yes. And then this player grows to become a very important player in his first season. He plays throughout the 3 years of his contract. And he earned 450 cedis. So for such a player, what gratitude will he be showing?
Okay. When you came in first, before it was agreed that you take that X amount, start on negotiation table and agreed on it. You understand? So in this case, we agreed that you take 450 cedis. If I pay you the 450 cedis, right? What wrong have I done? If we go along the line after 1 year, after 2 years, and I realize that your performance is getting well, you are progressing very well, and I invite you that, okay, because I give you 450 cedis and I see that you are progressing very well, you are part of the future of my team. So I want to give you double of the 450. Just giving an example. I want to give you double of the 450 cedis, right? And the player also thinks that he doesn't want the double, but he wants maybe
Triple.
Then we continue to negotiate. Then they feel that they can earn big money because they have their progression is moving so well. They can earn big money when they move elsewhere, especially when it is getting to, say, 1 year to the end of the
When they're in
contract.
their final year.
You understand? That is when they have that discussions with agents and they come to them and I'll be able to take you to this town. I'll be able to take you to this country. You are going to make 20,000 a month. You are going to make 20,000 a week. When the players begin to hear such amounts, they don't think about the platform and their future. They think that once they've gotten to this stage, they need to go out there and make money. And it is also because most of these agents will not tell the players the truth behind whatever contract they are going to sign. That is how come they go 1 year, 6 months, 1.5 years, and they are back home again. You get it? But if you
Your
sit
players who left, most of them are back home.
I'm not necessarily referring to our players. You understand?
But the conversation is around your players.
I'm cutting across the Premier League players. But some of our players that left, some of them are back home. I am not the one saying it. They are
Me,
back
I
home.
don't know. That's what I'm
Yeah,
asking. Which of them are?
some
Which
of them are back home. You understand?
Which of them are back home?
I don't want to mention.
No, this one is no. This one, if you
No,
mention
no,
it, I don't think this. Is, if the person is back home and is not playing, it is a fact.
Look, the issue is that you do football, I do football. Immediately I mention somebody's name here that he went away and he's back home. Somebody listening goes to the player to tell him that Mr. Opare is sitting on Metro TV with Odro saying that, well, okay, wait, what's up, meanwhile, that is not the topic.
Is that why you will not state the fact? Is that why you will not?
It is
you
not,
will not clarify issues when
look,
you have to.
The fact is that some of them that left are back home. That is a fact.
And
that is a
my
fact.
viewers and I don't know about it, so help us with the names.
Look, it is not me to tell you A is back home or B is back home. But we all see them back home here. You understand? We all see them back home here. If you haven't seen them, you will see them. If you haven't seen them, you will see them. Don't worry. When you go to the matches, you will meet them. Don't worry.
They come to watch the matches.
They come to watch the matches.
Have some of them expressed interest in rejoining the club?
Yes, I know about that.
Are you accepting them?
We have a team now, and that's our concentration.
You would always have a team.
Yeah, so we have a team now. That's our
But
concentration.
some have gone and come back. At the time where you had a team.
Every player that will come in will have to go through the recommendation of the head coach.
Okay. This one says, Michael, it's Collins, a.k.a. Last Hour, Kumasi High School again. Ask Opare, okay, phobia for life. Okay, let's deal with it because Collins keeps...
Give me, after the program, I'll take his number. Okay. And I'll take him through the stages so that he'll be able to get it done.
But is it functioning?
Yeah, it is functioning.
Okay. Okay. This looks a very long message. It says, greetings, Mike, and greetings to Mr. Opare. It's been a bit tough for Hearts, and per my assessment, I realized that, 1, preseason preparation phenomenon affected the team, where some players were uncertain about renewal of contract and who was to stay and who was to go. 2, new players were to be recruited, and within the new players, it's a mixture of young and mature or experienced players. 3, about 5 or 6 players moving out to join the Black Galaxies. This situation of not having all the players available to build and work together consistently gives birth to no coordination, no understanding, no cohesion. Therefore, if a club is uncertain with its first team players, it affects the performance throughout the season. I pray everyone goes well with my club. Okay, everything goes well with my club and wishing them all the best. Okay. I'm sure Opare has already highlighted on some of these things, especially the departure of 6 players for the African Nations Championship. This one says, please, I want to find out the relationship between the previous management and board members and the current ones. Because sometimes we hear that some of them are working against the club. I'm sure if there's a cordial relationship, nobody would want to work against the success of Togbe and the present managers of the club. Okay. But what's the relation? Do you also hear some of these comments that there are some people that are playing against the club, or there are some people that do not wish the club, or people that have been in strategic positions in the past? Do you hear some of these comments?
Yes, yes, we read about them, that some of them don't wish the club well. But that is rather very, very, very unfortunate because before you left, or when you were in charge, you had support from somebody. So when you leave, you have to give your support to that person that is also in charge now. Because when that person also leaves, that person will also have to offer support to whoever will be in charge now. That has been the style of Hearts of Oak since 1911, right?
Yeah.
From the very formation of the team, it hasn't been in the hands of one person.
Okay.
You understand? So when it is your turn, you have to offer support. That has been the spirit of Hearts of Oak. So for me, when I hear that there's no good relation, it surprises me. All of our programs that we have done, you realize that Nia Ibonte, he's always around. Some of the old management that we always invite them. Those that will have time, they appear. Those that probably will say because of ABC and D, I'm engaged somewhere here. They give us their feedback. And we always want to make sure that we are in good relation with them to ensure that whatever support that they also give to the team and their advice, it will also help to push the team forward.
But are you doing anything aimed at, and if I say you, I mean the club,
Yeah.
aimed at building that cordiality between the present managers board and then the ones that have served in the past?
Yes, there's that cordiality already. That's why I'm saying that
Okay.
all of our programs that we have done, we have always sent out invitation.
Do they respond positively?
Those that are available, if they are in town or if they are not engaged with one or two other things, they come.
Okay. This one says, I want her to folk to buy that Accra Lions tall striker. No, he is very good and aggressive on defenders. Okay, I don't know. Maybe Coach Eben will help us with the name because I'm not too sure who you are talking about. Coach Eben, he says the very tall Accra Lions striker. His name is Asante. Okay. Coach Eben is behind the scenes and feeding us with information from the control room. This one says, please tell Opare Ado that there is something spiritually wrong with Hearts of Oak. They should go out and find. Nothing just happens under the sun. Okay. But is there anything happening that should let one believe that the club is under any form of spiritual disadvantage?
Every human being is a spirit. So that's why you wake up in the morning, you pray before you get out of your room.
Hearts of Oak is spiritually sound because in the past you were noted to be the most spiritually sound and vibrant
when
club
you
in
say
Ghana.
spiritually sound, what in terms of
No,
what?
you have said that every human being
Yes.
is a spirit.
Unless you disagree.
Oh no, me, I don't know.
You don't know.
Oh, but spirituality. If there is no spirituality,
It is
there's
not.
no
It
religion.
is not spirit as in terms of that angle of spirit. Because you are created by God,
Yes.
right? The spirit of God lives in you.
It lives in
That
me.
is what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
as a Presbyterian.
I never knew you were a Presbyterian.
Yeah, I'm a Presbyterian. A stand Presbyterian.
Good.
Calvary Presby Church.
Yes. That's good. I'm also a
Oh,
Presbyterian.
wow. Asumdue Count.
At Ashalibuche, Ebenezer.
Ashalbuchi. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I see. That's nice. But do you still go to Newtown before matches?
That has always been one of the homes of the team. Don't abandon it.
Consistently?
Yes.
Every home game?
Yes.
How about away matches?
No, because the away matches, sometimes, for example, when we went to RTU, we got to Tamale on Friday, Saturday, played the match on Sunday, and came back on Monday.
Not possible.
Means that you cannot go there before then.
Okay. Says, I'm Francis from Tema Newtown. Mr. Parado has said the fact totally about the players, and I'm also a footballer. How can I join the Young Oaks? Do you still have Auroras in place? Yes. There were earlier reports that Auroras has been disbanded.
No.
Okay, so Auroras is still
yes, they are
in
playing in the Greater Accra Division 2.
Division 2
and
League.
Zone
Okay.
5.
Zone 5. Okay. How well are they doing?
Yeah, they are doing well.
They are doing well. Okay. I have the tables here, so I'll check. This one says, I like the talks from Mr. Opare about Hearts of Oak phobia. This one says, okay. It says, from what the PR is saying, I can deduce that the contracts with the players are not well thought through. Okay. I don't know what makes you
Based on what?
think so. Good day, Mr. Mike and Opare. Please ask Oparado why they stopped going to the new town to pray before every game. I heard it's the coach who told them to stop doing that. Is it true? From Prince Gajola, inside Arena, Accra Central. But Opare has just said that they still go. Have you had any sort of opposition from the new coach about going to Newtown?
No.
Okay. Please, I want to find out if Hearts have registered another Cameroonian striker. If yes, when is he going to play? Thank you. I think the person is right because Hearts this year alone hit post more than 6 times. I'm sure he's referring to the one who spoke about the spirituality. Do you have another Cameroonian striker in town?
Yes, Albert.
After Kaba?
Yes.
We have Slit. If we had Kaba, then we should have Slit.
Yes, we have another Cameroonian in town.
Okay.
Yes, he's Albert.
Albert.
Yes, Albert. Albert Endo.
Albert Endo. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Prolific one.
Yeah, he's good. He's training and
Better than Kaba.
well, that is why we brought him. Because we always want players that will be able to fit into what ever that we are doing.
So he's been registered.
Yeah, he's been ready.
Okay. But he can only play in the second round. The person also asked when he will start playing because the FA stated emphatically that players that are registered in the second window can only start representing the teams in the second round. This one says, hello, Opare. My worry is bringing back the fans. Let Hearts win 4 matches in a row. Stadium will be full on the next match. Win more matches and stadium will be full. Kudos to Opare and the Phobian team. From Charles Bong. Santiago from Medina says, good morning, Michael. Please kindly ask Mr. Opare if he knows the players by the names. Jesus is Lord and why he is not playing. That guy is just a fantastic player. Hey.
Jesus is Lord. From which team?
I don't know. So maybe he has to come back again, find their real names and come. This one says, hello, Mr. Host. Don't forget to let him provide the Barnier contract details as promised. In fact, I've written it here, so I just pray and hope, but I'm not sure I'll forget. Ben sent us this from Nungwa. This one says, these foreign strikers won't help her to you. Okay. This one says, please find out from Opare whether Hearts is now building an academy because we see a lot of young players in the team. Okay. We'll come to the conversation around Pobiman very soon, so don't worry about that. This one says, Hearts of Folk are down but not out. We still believe we can win the league. Our supporters are also not doing well at all. They are not coming to watch the matches. Okay. This one says, I want to find out from Opare what the current state of the board is. We understand that a number of them are not active members. Okay, there's that angle to the conversation which we will talk about as well. But let's go to Pobiman. What's the state of affairs at Pobiman?
Yes, all the three.
But let me first of all commend the Hearts of Folk leadership. In fact, I went there just at the start of the Division 1 League. It was one of the places we were considering as our home ground, Nagod. Yes. And I was overwhelmed. In fact, I went there at the very early stages when the project started. But what you have done, what you are doing there is awesome. It's awesome.
Thank you.
But what is the level of progress?
Yes, if you go there currently, all of the 3 natural grass pitches are all done.
Wow.
Yes, all of them are done. That is the last one that we only have.
Okay.
And the last time I went there last week, they were working on that. So I'm sure it should be done by now. And the AstroTurf pitch has also been laid. We are only left with mounting the wires around it. We have done the short one, but mounting the tall wires around it, and everything will be set so that we'll begin to use it as well. The hostel facility, everything is set. When the players get in there to train, after that, they are able to use the facilities and all of that. Don't forget that they live right behind the building, so it's just a walking distance when they come to training. We are currently working on the golf course. That should also be done very, very soon. The volleyball.
For the players or for commercial purposes?
Both. Yes, you know, the volleyball, the golf, and basketball, sometimes it is used to release the pressure. Yes. So it is also good for these players when after matches or even before matches, the coaches will take them through all of that as well. So all of this is going on there. We are very sure that it will not be long that we'll invite everybody to officially commission them.
How many months do we expect for the work to be, or the project to be completed?
It will not be long at all. It will not be long at all. I will find out from the project manager that the board member, Alaji Akambi, he'll be able to feed me exactly together with the contractors working on it, because the work there, the bigger part of all of that is concluded. Okay. It is only, when you have a construction site and you do all of the bigger parts, you have to fine tune the other small areas. Yeah. Yes, so that is what we are doing.
What's the relationship between the club, and when I say the club, the leadership and the supporters front?
Well, there's always been that coordination. Don't forget that that's how come we used to have a board member, the supporters leader as a board member, until recently the current NCC chairman resigned from that position. And if not, Etuahin was there as supporters leader. He was the board member as well. Alhaji Akambi also came through the same
Is that a
format as well.
reserve for the supporters or for the chairman of the NCC? Is that a supporters representation?
Yes.
Or it is there as whoever becomes the chairman of the NCC automatically becomes the board rep? Is the slot for the supporters in general or for the NCC chairman?
Okay, let's generalize it. The slot is for the supporters. So it is going to be like, we don't have to attend the board meeting and then come back and call supporters, feed them with what happened at
the board meeting.
So if the supporters have a rep there on the board, this is direct message, this is direct communication.
Okay.
So right after, it is agreed that, this is the consensus of...
Then they also become part of decision making.
Yes. So that it is not as if every time you have to be told to do this. So that when that individual is coming onto the in every board meeting, you are able to come with information from the supporters. Then the board will also consider it and put it into practice. Then you also pick information from the board, bring it to the supporters as well. So the relationship has always been good. And don't forget that. And to make it, to further strengthen it, that's how come we formed the supporters liaison officer. So that if they have any grievances, you go to the supporters liaison officer and then you'll be addressed as well. Yes.
So what I'm asking is that if it's a slot for the supporters,
why does the person come from the NCC?
No, the person must certainly come from the NCC.
Yes.
But if the NCC chairman does not feel or he has reasons to resign from the board, that should not deny the supporters their representation on the board.
Okay, so your question is, once somebody has left, somebody should
replace,
somebody should be able to.
And I've heard this calls from the supporters.
Somebody should be able to replace as well. These are all discussions that are ongoing because we all believe so much that whatever that it takes, supporters are part of the team.
Do you not think that it has taken too long?
No, in every good thing that you do, you must make sure that you think through it positively well so that when you implement it, the benefit will be normal.
But in all sincerity, how vibrant is the NCC? How vibrant is the Hearts of Oak Supporters Front?
Well, I think this would have been best responded to by an NCC member because I've attended their meeting only some few times that we needed to discuss certain things. But then, however, that their operations are, they meet frequently, they are able to discuss it. But then, let's say that if somebody wants to generalize it, that for supporters not attending to the games or not being hugely represented at the various match centers, this is a national cost that we all have to look at. We don't have to narrow it only to Hearts of Oak so that we can all benefit from the supporters watching our various games at the various game centers.
Okay. Let me announce the phone line. At this point, our viewers can call. Those that want to interact live with the Director of Communications for Accra Hearts of Oak, Kwame Opare-Addo, you are free to do so. 055 300 0035. 055 300 0035. The WhatsApp line is also activated. 0548 00 9000. 0548 00 9000. This one says, I want to know why Hearts always sack coaches and not looking at performance of the players as a whole. Tony Joe. It says, hello, Odro. Please tell Mr. Opare our club has been too laid back. One known club is using all kinds of Takashi to attract and win points. Robert Asari from Ablekuma. It says, Michael, kindly ask Opare-Addo if Accra Hearts of Oak will accept to adopt an amputee football club in the Greater Accra region. They should kindly open their doors for the club. Comrade, who's the General Secretary, Ghana Amputee Football Association. Okay, I understand that we have our first caller, Derek from Ablekuma. Good morning, Derek, and thanks for the time. Please go ahead and share your thoughts with us. If you have any questions.
Hello, good morning, Odro.
But please turn down the volume on your TV set.
I don't have my volume on, please.
Hello, Derek.
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Your television set is giving us feedback in the studios, which is not healthy for us.
My television is off.
Okay. You go ahead and make your
Is
point.
it the same
so
Derek
good
I
morning. I
know?
said I like the way you are asking the questions, and I like the answers from Opari. Opari, please, I like your shirt. You know what I mean. This is Derek Ankra.
Okay, it's the same Derek I know. Don't worry.
I like the way you answer the contract bit, and I think that our supporters must know and understand. Opari, you know when I talk about contract, I know what I mean. And when you mention the two-year issue of a player who has refused to sign, I think these are things that our supporters must know so that they won't disturb our management. The players, I think that from where I sit, I think that these people we call I think managers or agents, they are worrying our players a lot, and we must be careful. I think some of the places they take the players and stuff is becoming unbecoming. And for Odro, what Paris said, that players are coming, we all know, we see them in town. Some of them, they have to settle for smaller class because House is not ready to pick them. So I think that we must emphasize on these player contract issues. And then, Opari, please, I want to advise that it's a good program, but I want to see you moving from one radio station to the other so that you educate us supporters so that, and there'll be a lot of information out there. So I think that is my point. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Derek, our first caller. Let's do some more messages. This one says, Michael, please, the player's name is Prince Nana Kwesi Daman, the TP Mazembe player.
Okay.
It says, okay.
Yeah, he's still on the team. He trains with the team.
He trains with your team there.
Okay.
Okay. This one says, good morning, Michael. Please inform Mr. Opare that Hearts should really work on their offensive play and the abilities to score goals. Is so disappointing. My regards to my lovely colleagues, Adiza Suleimana from Kumasi. This one says, I'm Coach Alex. I'm enjoying the show. Okay, thank you. Victor says, please ask Opare about the Hearts ladies team. Certainly is on the table. We're going to delve into that as well. Okay, we have Alex. Ernest. Okay, good morning, Ernest. Please share with us.
Yeah. Although this is Mr. Nesquashi.
This is?
Mr. Nesquashi want to contribute. Former management member, House of Folk.
Oh, okay. Okay, good to have you.
Okay.
Yes, please go ahead and share your thoughts with us.
Although I want to tell my friend and my brother and my son that we want to be part of the whole thing. They don't invite us. We are part of House of Folk. House of Folk blood is in me. So we want to tell Opare, if anything, we are not comfortable the way the club is going. So if anything, you should invite us so that we also contribute to the club to go forward. That's my contribution.
Okay. This one says, I like the talks from Mr. Opare Ado about Hearts of Folk. Francis from Tema Newtown. He says he goes ahead to say that all thanks to Togbe Afede for the Pobiman project, Hearts of Folk, we are going to achieve greater heights soon. I'm Ago from Tema Newtown. Says Michael, good morning. My name is Arafat from Kwashiman. Opare, please buy us good strikers. This one says, good morning to you and your guest. I think that Opare has done justice to the issues you have brought up. But he should be appearing on your show more often to educate the supporters and also on other media platforms. But when is the next annual general meeting?
This year.
This year.
I can't say as in specific the date.
Yes. When was the last one?
3 years ago. Yeah, about 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago. And what explains the long break?
A lot of factors. We are hoping that, and last year we were hoping to get it done in May, but then some factors, and don't forget that when the COVID issue came, it took us 2 years to overcome this COVID issue. Promise is that this year we are working with the auditors to make sure that everything will be fine so that we can hold it.
Okay. I understand that we have a caller from Damango. Sammy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, Sammy.
Good. It's good to have me on the show, and I like the way things are going. But technically, I want to say that Opare should be looking at the positions of the team, especially the right back. That place is becoming a problem for House of Folk. Inkum is very good, yet he doesn't have the much needed strength as he used to have. So they have to be carefully look at that one so that they can strengthen the defense and get somebody who is a dribbler in the midfield to at least make sure that the team, when they move to the final third, they will be able to split defenders for them to get a good goal scoring opportunity. That is my thought on the program. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. You can also call and share your thoughts with us 055 300 0035 055 300 0035 and the WhatsApp line 0548 00 9000 0548 00 9000. This one says, good morning to you guys. Thank you for the good work. I'm Ray reporting from Tema. We wish our brother well. Okay. This one says, good afternoon. I have a boy. The name is Ivan. A very good player. Okay. Opai, he's recommending a player for you. Not too sure what position he plays. But Opai, your general manager,
Yes.
2 days ago, took to social media to announce his resignation from
Yes.
the club. How did you take that?
Well, let me summarize every question that anybody will want to ask on as in relation to that. That's when I leave here, the club is going to release a press statement that will answer every question that borders on the club and the general manager. It is something that I should have released. It is also very important to appear on this big show. So that right after I'll go back to the office and do it. So I'm sure by not too long now, when we are done with the program, everything that concerns the club and the general manager will come out in a press release.
I'd like to comment on a few things.
Okay. But is it not worrying that consistently you have people or the leader at the head of management level stepping down?
Well, it is. You see, it is just like a
Okay, I understand we have a caller from Kaswa, Innocent.
Okay.
Innocent, good morning.
Good morning, Abraham
Yes,
Michael. How are you doing?
we are well by grace. We trust you are well too.
I'm also great. I'm
Okay.
doing well. Please, my comment is on Mr. Opari.
Okay, go ahead. We are listening.
Yes, please. Sometimes you see, you ask him a question, and he should go to the direct to the point, so that we those fans who hear on radio sometimes we know some comment that people comment. If you come around like this and you are there, so you give us the specific point, so that we maybe if I hear something next time, I will not believe them. But because if you come, they ask you how much is the transfer fee of this thing. Oh, say this is the amount of this. Period. But you say you come back and tell us that this is the situation. How will I believe
No,
if somebody?
but Innocent, he said that he will let us know before he leaves.
Good. So what about if somebody said other things in the other radio? That's a speculation. How will I believe it?
I think that you have a point.
Yes.
Innocent.
So please let him go straight to the point, so that next time, if something like that, you understand it. Because some of the people, so-called phobia fans, who always sit on the radio and insult and things. So please.
Okay, Opa, you have a reaction to that.
Yes.
All right.
Boss. Good morning.
Fine morning, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yes. My little question is that if the same example that you give, I'll use the same example as in the transfer
Yeah.
fee.
All right.
I am not so sure that if you as a supporter and you don't know a transfer fee, or I have not mentioned a transfer fee, or the club has not mentioned a transfer fee, right? It shouldn't be an issue that somebody should be able to use that against you as a Hearts of Oak supporter. That individual using it against you, what is it trying to drive at? That you sold a free year for 1 CD, or you sold a free year for 2 CDs, or you sold a free year for 10 CDs. Do you understand? If
get you.
it is a question like, let let's say, why is this player not playing?
Mm-hmm.
Or why was this player taken out of the team? Or why did this player not sign the contract? And I tell you that I'll not be able to respond to that. Then that one, I am not giving you the strength that you need as a supporter to be also be able to talk back when others also say that, oh, we don't have any reason for not doing all of this. Do you get my point?
I get you.
Yes, so it is not like hiding any information from anybody. No.
I'm not blaming you for that. Oh. I know what you are about, and I know and I appreciate whatever that you do. But sometimes we see some of the journalists and some of the so-called phobia fans who sit on radio all the time, just to decline or whatever what is going on in the club. They don't all the time. They wanted to see the negative things about the club. So such things like this, if you come out on it, then we understand that this is the situation. So next time if I heard somebody comment on different this thing, I can consult the person and do something like you mean what I mean?
Okay,
I
get
think
you.
Innocent, your point is well made. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. You're welcome.
The time. Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay. Opari, there's a message here. He's asking what position the TP Mazembe player plays. The player who's joined you from TP Mazembe.
Prince Daman. He's an
offensive midfielder. Okay, so I'm sure your question is answered. Fred, who sent the message from Kumasi?
Benson, calling from Apam in the central region. Apam, yeah.
Okay, Fifi Benson, good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Dari.
Good morning. Fifi, please go ahead and...
In fact, I'm happy over here. I wish we see more often our PRO always on the telly.
Okay.
In fact, I joined it a bit late. May I find out from him how many players so far we have registered in the second window?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. This one says I've been calling through the WhatsApp line, but it's not being received. Please, the number to call is 055-30-00-0035. The number is on your screen, 055-300-0035. So the number of players you have registered in the second window.
The Cameroonian striker. Instead, Abna Nani, a right back.
Okay.
Abna Nani, a right back. And a left back. And we registered another centre back.
4 players. Okay. On Saturday, you come up against Bricum Chelsea.
Yes.
What do we look forward to?
Well, fortunately for us, all of our players that were missing for all of these games are back. Okay. Yesterday, they were part of the team that trained. This morning, they also trained with the team as well. We are hoping that by Saturday, everybody will be well enough, everybody will be fit, so that the coach will have the complement of a full squad to pick out his players from. We know it will not come easy, but once again, we have to work for it and make sure that we are able to stand firm and make ourselves proud. Let me use this opportunity to call on Hearts of Oak supporters that we will need them at Accra Sports Stadium anytime the team plays any game. They are part of the team. We shouldn't distance ourselves from it. We all understand that sometimes the fixture dates and the fixture times doesn't help, but at least let us find some role to play to support the team as well. Our support is very much needed as we go through the season, so that collectively at the end of the season we'll all be able to hit our chests in boldness and say that we did it together.
Okay. Emmanuel from Ashaiman. Emmanuel, good morning and thanks for the time. Please go ahead and speak to us.
Yeah, my question I want to ask Mr.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Parado, that can you... Thank you for the time. I want to ask Mr. Parado that can you sell your important player because of the coach you signed to help you or to support for you to build your team? Can you sell your important player because of your coach decide for you? Because we have players in House of Folk that when we come to watch ball, we feel comfortable with them. And all of a sudden, you came and coach decided this and this, or you sit with coach. We don't understand.
Okay, your point is well made. But I don't know how you are going to react to this.
You run a team, right? Boss, I'll plead with you that we have to continually throw our support behind the team. Anytime any player is selected that gets onto the pitch, we only have to hope that that player will be able to deliver so that
Okay.
will bring the
Opare,
happiness to all
do
of
you
us.
support an autonomous league? Are we at a stage where we should comfortably transit into an autonomous league?
We have to make sure that we get it right before we do that transition, so that what is happening to us with this e-ticketing doesn't happen to us again.
I see.
That-
But
that-
I'll
that's
come
my
to the
personal
e-ticket.
take on
But do you feel we are at a stage where we can go through that transition?
That's why I'm saying that we have to plan it very well. You understand? If
Okay,
we,
so
if we
look
don't,
at
if
our-
we don't
look
plan
at
it
our
well,
present
if we don't
stage.
plan it well,
Look at
and
our
we
present
venture
state.
into it,
Look at our present state. Are we ready for an autonomous league?
there's a lot that we have to do to be ready.
Are we ready?
There's a lot we have to do to be ready. You see, I will only be able to say we are ready, we are not ready, if I have before me or if I've read all of the preparatory stages that are yes, then I'll be able to conclude that they are ready or they are not ready.
E-ticketing has it helped?
It is not helping. It is the way to go. Nobody should get me wrong. It is the way to go.
Okay.
But the introduction of it should have been gradual. It is not helping at all. It is
Are clubs losing revenue as a result of
huge revenue. Huge revenue. So what we have to do
why?
Look,
and how?
this is something, the e-ticketing is something good that eventually it will help all the clubs. It will help government. It will help the stakeholders and all of that. But the problem is the introduction of it. You know, in this part of the world, we are so much used to buying.
Manually.
Thank you. So if you say I should sit back and buy the e-ticket, most times, when we went to, let me use this example. When we went to Kumasi to play King Faisal, I came out at the main gate to meet somebody. Just some 5-10 minutes before the game started, I met about 10 or 15 guys. Immediately they saw PRO. Blah, 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 blah. I thought they were going to share something. But e-ticket in the J, e-ticket in the. Ask myself, every time the education that is supposed to have gone to these fans,
I'm not seeing any education.
that is the problem.
But what are you, the clubs, doing? Because you are the biggest losers.
You see, at the time that they were going to introduce it, we had discussions. But because the decision had been made that it will be introduced, that is where the issue is.
Okay.
We do our part. Me, I'll speak for myself, or I'll speak for House of Folk. We do our part. Whatever that we have to do to ensure that star 711 hash, that is the
Is
process.
it sinking?
It will take time. It is sinking, but it will take time. But
Okay.
as it takes time, then the clubs begin to lose money, which is not good.
Are you in support of and this one not hard to folk, you personally, what are your thoughts on a 3-term tenure for an FA president in Ghana? This is not the representation of hard to folks' position. This is your personal thought.
But do you know that in my position, I cannot have personal thought again, unless it's a private discussion.
Okay, so what's
you
your,
understand? Because
what's your?
anything-
But you have spoken on a number of issues that are personal.
anything I say, right?
will be used against the club. You are not under arrest. Thank you very much, Kwame Opare, for the time on this edition of Metro Sport. I've enjoyed the conversation, but we are even more grateful to you who made time to watch us from your respective destinations. My name is Michael Kofi Odu, but today is the birthday of a very special person. Okay, I check and there's no dedication from the man in charge of the birthday desk. But Michael Kojo Kuonu a mate at the MABC class of the University of Professional Studies, Accra, Michael Kwonu, Cocktail Laboratory. Today is your birthday. Great guy. We ask of the Lord's blessings, protection. May the new age come with everything good. Whatever those secret prayers have been, we pray that the good Lord will answer them as you turn a new age. Michael Kojo Kwonu, happy birthday to you. Not just from myself, but from the entire MABC class of the University of Professional Studies, Accra. That's how we wrap up this edition of Metro Sport. I'm glad that you joined us for today. We're hopeful that the grace will keep us through. So tomorrow, same time at 10 a.m., we return with another edition of the show. Have a blessed day.